Hey guys, let's talk about exams. So geography's got an exam coming up next week. Let me talk to you about what's going on in the exam and how you can prepare for it. So the exam's going to have three parts to it. It's going to have a multiple choice part. It's going to have a short answer part, and it's going to have a map part. Okay. So let's start with the map part. The map part's just like what we've done so far. I will give you some terms, or a couple maps. I haven't exactly determined how that's going to happen yet, but you're going to get a couple maps, and you're going to just do what you've been doing before, is you're going to say, okay, number one is this, number two is this, map quiz. So that's going to be part of the exam. Another part of the exam is going to be multiple choice, and again, you probably understand multiple choice. The best way to study for this is to know the vocab terms. If you know the vocab terms and you've reviewed the lecture notes, I gotta be honest with you, if you don't get them all right, you'll at least be able to make pretty educated guesses. Sometimes, again, with multiple choice, it's not always about knowing the right answer, but knowing what the wrong answers are. So if you're not getting it, go the opposite way and start crossing out ones that aren't the answer. But again, vocab and reviewing lecture notes, and I think you're going to be good. The third part of the exam is what we call short answer, and this is how I do short answer. I'm going to give you, well, in the study guide on this Canvas page, I'm giving you, I think, about 10 or 12 terms that are all from your term sheet, your vocab list. And then I'm going to pick 6 of those and put on the exam, and then you're going to pick 4 of those 6. So there's a lot of choice in that for you. You're going to pick 4 of those 6, and you're going to do 2 things with each of them. You're going to define the term, and you're going to give the significance. And it's all going to be, each term is going to be about 200 to 250 words. It's what you're essentially doing is you're explaining to me that you know what you're talking about. You're demonstrating that you know what's going on, that you can sort of think about these things in a way that is useful, interesting, etc. It's just a way for you to sort of explain more about what you know. So when I say defines an easy part of that, you're just going to say, what does this term mean? And then give the significance a little more broad. There's no right answer to this. It's more, given what we've talked about in class, given the things we've talked about, like, why is this term a significant term? Why is this term an important one to understand, to know about? So some things you can do to sort of answer that is to connect it to other things we've talked about in class, whether in class or in the readings or other vocab terms, things like that. To give examples, real-world examples that sort of show that you understand what this term is and how it works and why it's important. I mean, that's largely it. You are just using this to basically show me that you know what you're talking about. I know that sounds weird to say it that way, but that's kind of what it is. So each one of those is going to be about 200 to 250 words, which is not a lot of words. For the overall test, and I should also say, it's not exactly a third in terms of points, but it's pretty close to that. It may be a little heavier on the short answer and a little lighter on the map, but I don't actually know. For now, I just sort of say make sure you study all 3 of those things. One more thing, this is going to be totally honor system. I'm going to put the test up on the website or on Canvas, and then I'm going to give you probably 24 hours to do it and turn it in. What I'd like to do is give you like an hour, but I understand that that's not very practical. So I'm going to give you probably 24 hours from point to point, and I will send you an announcement saying when it's up, and then you have 24 hours for them to do it. So that means you'll basically have Friday to do it. And then, I should say that Friday, not this Friday, but the Friday that's the test is on. And then you'll just submit it on Canvas. Clearly, this is going to be honor system where you're going to have to, where I'm trusting you guys to not have your notes out, to not have a map up or a globe in the room or anything like that, to not have the internet open to check your answers and things like that. This is honor system, so study, and obviously there are, believe me, I've already thought of a lot of ways you could get around this and sort of, I guess you could say cheat. I know cheat is not the word, but maybe enhance your grade is a better way to put it. Don't don't do that. Just study like you would study for a regular exam and do the exam honor system. And that's the best I can ask from you right now to make this sort of work at this sort of distance. So that's it. You guys can do great on the exam. Honestly, if you've been doing the work, and for the most part, I can tell you've been doing the work. If you've been keeping up with the map terms, if you've been coming to class, which you really have been, if you're reviewing those notes, have you been doing the vocab terms? Have you been going? You're good. You don't need to go back and reread the chapters or anything like that. Just review your vocab terms, review your map terms, review the class notes, and you're gonna be good. Oh, and you should also do some prep on the short answer things in the study guide below. Just, make sure, maybe even practice, like what would I write for 250 words? If I don't have open notes in front of me, what would I write? And then what do I need more help on? Which ones do I need more help on? I would also suggest, I know this is going long, I don't mean for it to go long, but I would also suggest if you guys feel comfortable with this, is to connect with each other and possibly even study together. Just take an hour with each other and maybe do a Zoom call or a Skype or something like that, FaceTime, and just, study with each other, bounce some ideas off each other. What may be difficult for you may be easy for somebody else, and just working together may be a good way of doing that. So I really suggest that. But, you know how to study. I don't need to tell you to do that. So good luck, and that's it.